Hey guys, just made myself this amazing salad. Check it out. We got salmon, ranch dressing, lettuce, the whole deal. I ate some tomatoes while I was cooking it up. And I've been on a health kick lately, but that's not what I want to talk to you about today. What I want to talk to you about today is resistance. And here's Bugga. Say hi, Bugga. Resistance when it comes to productivity. I know, yes, resistance. And how sometimes pushing through, grinding through, isn't actually the best thing that you can do. So I also want to put a disclaimer here and say sometimes that is the right thing to do. And when it comes to learning, knowing, and understanding what to do when it comes to maximizing your productivity and your progress and your growth, you have to remember that it's about mastering the art of discernment by really asking yourself, what is the best thing that I could do right now? And so I am inspired to share this because I just experienced a creative block where I'm working on a webinar and I'm putting a lot of energy, a lot of time into this. I want it to be of maximum value for everybody who experiences it. And I was working on it. I was just like hit this block around a certain part of the process. And I'm like trying to push through it and it's not working and I'm hitting a wall. And what I realized is okay, which is one of the hardest things for me to do. I realized I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should just relax and chill and watch some Netflix. You heard me say that. Watch some Netflix, eat a salad, and then revisit and come back and see what shifts and see what changes. Now, this actually reminded me of a story. So I used to train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I was actually a 2-time state champion as a teenager in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I trained at the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Center of Ohio BJJC, with Team Chard, and really loved jiu-jitsu, really loved it. And, I've only been in one physical fight in my life that involved someone crying. And I wasn't the person crying. Well, actually, no, two. But they're all very similar. But there's one that stuck out to me that I forget what grade I was in. I think I was about 15 years old. I was training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a little bit now. And one of my favorite moves of all time was the hip toss. And I liked it because you combined leverage and you can immediately, it's just so effective if you're good at it, at getting someone from standing to the ground, especially if you understand how leverage works. So I was walking down the hallway in high school, and this kid walks up to me and he starts talking shit to me out of nowhere. And I tell him, because I know that I can hold my own up, I go, hey, if you have beef with me, I forget what I said. I didn't say that. It was much cooler at the time, but if you have a problem with me, do something about it. And he walks up to me and he brings his arm back like this, not that slow. He was about to hit me. Well, he actually swung at me. So he started bringing his arm back. And as soon as I saw him start to bring his arm back, I didn't even think. Immediately, I knew in the second, the training kicked in. I knew in the second, I'm gonna hip toss this kid. So what happened was he's swinging and he starts coming around this way while I very, very, very quickly reached around the back of his head and hip tossed him. And you could hear him hit the ground down the hall, 100 feet. My friend looked down the hall and he heard the kid hit the floor. Kid was crying, why'd you do that? And I was like, dude, you swung on me. I don't like hurting people, but if I need to defend myself, I'm going to defend myself. Didn't have any issues with him ever again after that. But I learned an important lesson in that. And this isn't about bragging. Again, I didn't like to have to do that, but I had to in the moment. I had to protect myself. And I don't even know what that was about. So I learned something really valuable, and it's this. What I learned was that sometimes you have to use resistance against itself. Sometimes you actually have to, the issue isn't the resistance. The issue is you've got to recharge, or you've got to create space for the creativity to wake up and then to die back in. And this is coming from someone who, I sit down, I do the work. I'm not somebody who, who doesn't do the work necessary to succeed. I sit down, I do the work. Now, if I experience a block, sometimes you need a pattern interrupt. Sometimes you need to do something a little bit different. Sometimes you need to slow down in order to speed up. So I just want to share this with you as a reminder. Sometimes it's in your best interest to go for a walk, to relax, to watch a TV show, to eat a meal, to step back from your work for 30 minutes, an hour, a few hours, and most importantly, to come back in a rejuvenated way, in a new way, and to approach your work from a different angle when it comes to your progress. So I hope this supported your productivity. Again, this isn't always the answer. It's sometimes the answer. Sometimes the answer is to push through. And sometimes you don't even need to push through because your energetic resources are on point and you're crystal clear. Now, eventually, depending on when you see this, the training that I'm working on is going to be linked in the comments below. Now, this is a training around optimizing your mind, maximizing your productivity, getting out of your own way, learning how to overcome procrastination, learning how to get to know yourself on a deeper level so that you can build that leverage to maximize your productivity, to maximize your success, and maximize your impact in your life. You can apply this training to your business, to your career, and to what's most important to you in your life right now. When it comes to things that are most important to us, we tend to hit blocks, and the majority of those blocks are inside of us. They're limiting beliefs, they're doubts, they're fears. And so this mindset training that I'm going to be giving to you as a free resource is going to be supporting you in overcoming this. Now, I'm putting this video out immediately. So chances are that the workshop isn't there yet, okay? But what I am going to put there is my phone number. You can text this number. It's my community phone number. And just text it saying workshop. And when you text this number saying workshop, you will be the first to get this free workshop when it comes out. So I appreciate you. If this benefited you, hit the subscribe button. You're amazing. You're extraordinary. Have an amazing week, and even better month, and an absolutely mind-blowing life ahead of you. Ryan Clarkin here. Super grateful to support you on your journey in creating success. I will see you on the next video.